Men and women have different basic fitness standards. The secretary, in his remarks at Quantico, said women, or he suggested women were being given a pass or were held to lower standards for fitness requirements. Do you think his change to the quote unquote male standard is necessary?
I think this is completely unnecessary. I have 38 years in the Army, and we've served with women in all sorts of different environments and deployments, and I never had a case where a female soldier was not able to do what she had to do. So this is seems to me an unnecessary, almost a medieval approach that doesn't reflect the requirements that we have for women and men who are intelligent, able to operate in a modern battlefield environment.
The defense secretary made these remarks at Quantico last week, as you well know, ordered in our most senior military officers to hear him lay out what he talked about in terms of changing rules of engagement. Those are, codes of conduct and standards to make war less brutal. The secretary said this.
We also don't fight with stupid rules of engagement. We untie the hands of our warfighters to intimidate, demoralize, hunt, and kill the enemies of our country. No more politically correct and overbearing rules of engagement. Just common sense, maximum lethality, and authority for warfighters.
What do you make of those directives to officers?
Well, that's not going to help anybody accomplish their mission. I mean, when you think about the missions that we had in Afghanistan, for example, and I think that's where some of his experience comes from, it was to protect Afghan civilians so that they could reestablish government and secure themselves. And so it was not about how many Taliban could you kill. We had already tried that, and that didn't work. So the rules of engagement are not politically correct. They're not intended to make it harder for soldiers or units to do their job. They actually are part of the mission. Why are we there? And so I don't have any experience where killing a lot of innocent people or violating the Geneva Convention is going to help accomplish the mission. I think that the idea that somehow it's going to make us better and more effective by people not having to worry about the law is going to be bad for us in the long term as well, both psychologically for soldiers, but also the trust of the American people and of our allies in American forces, where we have always lived up to international law, and that is where a lot of the respect came from. We do not want to be like the Russian army, and they certainly don't worry about rules of engagement.
And the Geneva Conventions are something